This story, I Saw a Strange Little Man, is way easy to use. To hear the voices and see all the other stuff in the pictures, all you do is roll your mouse around. You don't have to click any buttons. Like this. Watch.
Okay, where am I gonna do this?
Those buttons over to the right control everything else. Click on the big T to see the story. Now just roll your mouse over the words to hear the author.
I saw a strange little man, a funny, odd-looking man who carried with pride an old tattered paintbrush.
Clicking on the T again will send you back to the picture. When you want to check out the next cool picture, click on this little arrow button down here. If you ever want to go back to the last picture, use this arrow button here, like this. Easy, huh? If you need to go to the table of contents, click your mouse on the page number up here, like this. Let's go to a way cool page. Oh no! 3 little forward arrows to choose from. Don't worry, this is the best part. You get to choose which way the story goes with these buttons. Just pick one and watch what happens. No, I won't show you. You'll have to do it yourself. Use this button here when you want to quit. After you're done with the I Saw a Strange Little Man story, you get to explore the landscape all on your own. And there's even a secret to find. Now that's cool. The controls work the same. To move, click your mouse button, and to see the cool stuff, just point. The buttons here move you forward or turn left or right. There's a little map down here to help you out. Here's a little box that says, Information. Just point to it to see what it says. Move your mouse away from the information when you're done. How's that for simple? If you want the information read to you, just click your mouse button on it.
This is one of the fountains of thought that guard the 2 entrances into Dreamell. Where you are standing is the entrance that may be opened by the magic brush. The other fountain sits near the tunnel to the haunted forest.
Hey, cool! An elf! You'll find lots of people here. Just point to them to see what they'll have to say, and click on them to hear them say it.
Hello, it's good to see you. Do you know that you should look for the bottle? If you find it, many of your questions will be answered.
Here's a question. Pick the right answer, and you get a cool surprise. Use this button here when you want to quit.
Okay, where am I gonna do this? Okay, where am I gonna do this?
I saw a strange little man, a funny, odd-looking man who carried with pride an old tattered paintbrush. This strange little man busily looked here and there as though searching for something. I decided to follow him to see just what this strange fellow had in mind. I saw the strange man walk down a dark alley, holding that brush up high. He stopped, looked, then waved the brush around and about, splashing brilliant color into the air. That old brush needed no wall, no canvas nor paint, just air and a bit of magic.
Yeah, this looks good.
I saw him bend low, painting a swift line of bright color just above the ground. Then he stood, waving the brush up and across, painting in the air a strange shape of colorful light.
Ah, yeah, this is nice.
I saw, as he splashed more color about, that this odd fellow had made some kind of door in the air. It was a colorful door that hung before him in this very dark and gloomy alley. He bent close to his door and very carefully painted a strange mark near the center.
That looks about right.
I saw the little man finish his mystery mark, then step back to admire his work. Then he hopped a funny hop toward the door, and with great wild swings of his brush, painted a very normal, quite ordinary doorknob. I saw him watch as the doorknob mysteriously turned, and the door slowly opened to a wonderful land of colors. Brilliant, colorful light poured out of the doorway and lit up the alley like no sun could ever do. I heard beautiful music and smelled wonderful scents from that magical, colorful land.
Ah, that's a nice view.
I saw another strange man come out of the land of colors who carried with pride a dirty old rag. He joyfully greeted the man with the brush as they stood by the door admiring the view beyond.
Hello there.
Hello, I am the caretaker of the door. Welcome to Dreamell.
I saw the man with the brush walk into the magic land of beauty beyond his doorway. He turned and with a broad smile waved to his friend with the rag, then walked down a bright path into the land of colors. The other man rubbed busily with his rag at the door of magic paint, wiping the color from the air.
Goodbye. I'm off to explore.
Remember to look for the poem of Dreamell.
I saw him wipe away the open door, then, stepping into the magical land, he began rubbing away the opening. How wonderful it was to have seen these two funny little men reveal a glimpse of their beautiful, fantastic land of colors. I was sad to see the door being erased. I loved the sights and smells of that land, but I was grateful to have seen as much as I did. I wish I could have thanked those men for their gift of the wonderful colors and magic that I would never forget. But to my surprise, the man with the rag looked at me out of the opening and winked a funny wink. He finished wiping away the doorway as it shrank to a tiny hole of brilliant color that shined like a small sun in that dreary alley. I saw with delight as a tattered old paintbrush floated slowly out of the hole and hung motionless in the air. Carefully, I reached for the brush, and as I plucked it out of the air, the hole quickly faded away. The alley was dark and colorless again, with only a memory of the music and magic light that came from the wonderful land of colors. Now I held with pride that old magic brush as I looked busily here and there for a good place to paint my magic door. I swung the magic brush with great wild swings, just like the strange little man had done. Then I painted that odd mystery mark, plus a quite ordinary doorknob, to make sure my door was just right. My heart leaped with joy as the door opened and the land appeared before me. I saw all the wonderful colors and heard all the beautiful music that I longed to see and hear. Turning this way, that way, and every which way, I saw marvelous wonders just waiting to be discovered. I walked to a small grove of colorful trees and admired beautiful reflections in their sapphire trunks. Just then I heard voices, far off and laughing, as though laughing is the kind of thing that voices do in this magic land. There, to the left, and to the right, and again further right, were people, at least, I think they are people. I met a cheerful man by a colorful castle who had horns on his head and goat legs on his body. "I am Nimble, a satyr," he said in a musical voice. "I take care of Castle Dreamguard, and I welcome you, new traveler, to Dreamdell. I see that you are confused of mind. Perhaps you should look for the bottle in the north. It will help you understand all that is here." I thanked Nimble and explored to the west, where I found a man with kind features dressed in green and brown.
"I am Lend, elf friend of Dreamdell," he said. "I've come on a mission of urgency to speak with the great wizard Vort. Our queen has been missing since the long-ago battle of ogres in the west, and we fear an evil spell and come for help."
I thanked my friends for their time, then walked to a small grove of trees to sit and think about all that I've seen. I was beginning to tire from all my adventures, and thought that it would be good to find a way to leave, then come another time. Just as I thought that thought, a large object of blue and green floated to the ground right in front of me. A door opened in the bottom of the strange object, so I climbed inside to see what new wonder this might be. It rose, taking me high above the land, where I saw that Dreamdell was even more wonderful from the sky. Looking about, I knew that I had found a place to be treasured and protected, just as my new friends do every day. I saw a small plaque with shining letters inside this floating thing, and was delighted to learn how to come and go. The plaque read, "If home you must go, or to Dreamdell you must come. Think the thought, and I will appear." I decided to return home to eat and rest, but first I floated high above Dreamdell for one last look before I left. What a wonderful land of beauty this is! I can see how it has inspired so many different creatures to work hard to protect it. I don't know where it came from or why it's here. I only know that my heart is alive like never before, thanks to Dreamdell and that strange little man.
Hello, welcome to Dreamdell. My name is Stendhal. I'm a wind spirit, and I'll be your guide to help you discover the secrets of Dreamdell. During your explorations, you'll find small little rectangles that say information. Just point to these rectangles with your mouse to see what it has to say. If you'd like me to read the information to you, just click your mouse on it. You'll meet a satyr, ogre, elf, halfling, and centaur during your travels. They will always have something to say to you. Just point your mouse to them to see what they want to tell you. If you'd like them to talk, click your mouse on them. You'll find several floating globes that ask you questions. Each time you answer a question correctly, you will receive a piece of the poem of Dreamdell. Once you find all the pieces of the poem, you'll learn the secret. Good luck, have fun, and I'll be talking to you later.
This is one of the fountains of thought that guard the two entrances into Dreamdell. Where you are standing is the entrance that can be opened with the magic brush. The other fountain sits near the tunnel to the haunted forest. The water that flows in the fountains helps to rid minds of dull and boring thoughts. However, the water doesn't seem to work on ogres. Hello, it's good to see you. Do you know that you should look for the bottle? If you find it, many of your questions will be answered.
Did anyone ever tell you the story about Lars the Giant? He's been in Dreamdell the longest of any of us protectors, so it was very difficult learning how he came here. But being a spy, it was easy for me.
Where does Dreamdell get its colors from? What do the fountains of Dreamell do? How did the narrator of the story describe the paintbrush the strange little man was carrying? What do the fountains of Dreamell do? How did the narrator of the story describe the paintbrush the strange little man was carrying?
This is one of the 2 crystal bushes in Dreamell. They are as mysterious as the sapphire trees. Some think that these bushes are the source of the music we hear in Dreamell. Others think that they maintain the colors of the short grass. Vort says that both opinions are wrong.
What did the narrator wish he could do as the man with the rag was erasing the doorway? What did the narrator wish he could do as the man with the rag was erasing the doorway? What did the narrator wish he could do as the man with the rag was erasing the doorway? What did the man with the rag do when he saw the narrator of the story? Too bad Vort be gone now. It would be good for you to see him. Come to think of it, Vort be gone 3 days. He never gone that long. I hope I don't need to be worrying. I don't like worrying.
Some of the holes you see in the ground lead to homes people and creatures have built under Dreamell. Others are just holes. This hole, however, leads to the Dragon King's Hall. 12 giant golden dragons sleep in rooms deep below the surface, waiting for their king to call them to the aid of Dreamell. While golden dragons are basically good creatures, they're still dragons after all, so it's best not to get them mad. If you go into the hall, please do not wake one of the dragons. They wouldn't like it very much. This is the Hall of the Dragon King. A golden dragon sleeps behind each of the doors you see, which can only be opened by the king. It's best to be quiet here so that you don't wake any of the dragons. There's a small hole behind you that will take you back to Dreamell. When Dreamell first appeared, there were only a few sapphire trees, and the crystal tower had very little power. Now, there are many more trees, and the tower seems much more powerful. Vort thinks there is a connection between the trees and the tower. You can see that the nighttime dream sparks like to dance their dance near the trees before leaving for Gloomworld, and sometimes, when many sparks leave the tower, you can hear a strange humming sound come from the trees' sapphire trunks. This is all part of the mysterious and unexplained magic of Dreamell.
I like to sit here at night. Most people not know this, but magical things be happening here at night. Where does Dreamell get its colors from? Where does Dreamell get its colors from?
This little valley in Dreamell connects the Twisted Column with the Crystal Tower. No one has given the Twisted Column a name yet because no one knows what it does. Sometimes at night, after the dream sparks have left the tower, a gentle breeze can be felt blowing from the column to the Crystal Tower. This is another great mystery that even has Vort baffled.
Where does Dreamell get its colors from? What did the narrator do once he had the magic paintbrush?
This is the moon antenna. Vort built it recently to communicate with another land like Dreamell, called the Lunadel, which is located under the surface of the moon. We don't know much about this new land yet. It seems it was just formed in the past few years. There are a few creatures living there that call themselves moon elves. We don't know yet if they are truly elves or are just calling themselves that.
This is where the Battle of the Bottle was fought. I helped fly one of the many giant eagles that drove the ogres away.
Well, Lars had never seen an ogre faint before. He was used to fighting ogres, not picking them up. Before Ooglik woke up, Lars called for me and I quickly ran over to the tunnel where I saw him bending over Ooglik.
Who lives in Dreamdell's castle? Castle Dreamguard.
The orbs you see floating about are another form of Dreamdell's magic. They help educate newcomers about Dreamdell. This orb has a message for you.
To find the bottle is the thing to do. It will show you why here is here. It will show you about you.
Here you can see the Crystal Tower and its Dream Flame. The Dream Flame shoots out during the day to send daydreams to people who need them. At nighttime, wonderfully glowing dream sparks emerge from the tower and dance in the moonlight. Here you can see the Crystal Tower and its Dream Flame. The Dream Flame shoots out during the day to send daydreams to people who need them. At nighttime, wonderfully glowing dream sparks emerge from the tower and dance in the moonlight of Dreamdell before finding their way to the people of Gloomworld. If you touch the tower, perhaps you can see what it looks like at night. Since its beginning, Dreamdell has remained the same size. While Vort feels that it is possible for Dreamdell to grow, it's very likely that whatever started Dreamdell in the first place would control the growth, if there ever is any.
You be not close to secret way that bring you to bottle.
There are many theories about the beginning of Dreamdell. Most are wild stories about a great battle between good and evil in Otherworld. Soon after Vort arrived, he came up with a theory that is so wild, it just might be true. Vort has found that the magic and colors of Dreamdell are tied to the imaginations and thoughts of the humans, and especially children, in Gloomworld. So Vort thinks it's possible that the beginning of Dreamdell is tied to a child in Gloomworld. Perhaps, long ago, a boy or girl had a particularly powerful dream about a place called Dreamdell, and, since children believed in magic back then, Dreamdell came to be.
As I was telling you about Ooglik, he didn't know that a giant guarded the other end of the tunnel here in Dreamdell. When Ooglik came out of the tunnel, Lars smashed his great sword down on the ground right in front of Ooglik, just missing his toes.
This hole in the ground wasn't here the last time I came through.
Sometimes, the creatures of Otherworld try small attacks or spells against the shells surrounding Dreamdell, causing the sky to temporarily change colors. Here, you can see the minotaurs of Sawtooth Mountains trying to make a hole in the shell.
The brush holds magic, powerful and grand, that paints doorways wherever you choose to open upon Dreamdell, my spectacular land. Perhaps you wonder at my marvelous beauty and grace, my trees, mountains, ponds, and sky, and think, just who or what has made this place? For as long as you live, the brush is you, and for all who dare dream of magical things, I live forever inside of you. Another question I get asked by children a lot is, where do I come up with the ideas for my stories? I don't know. Sometimes I'd like to say that it takes a lot of hard work to think up the ideas, and sometimes it does. But most of the time, the ideas just come to me. I'll be walking down the street, and like with Strange Man, I'll see an interesting looking alley, and that gives me an idea for the story. Or in The Amazing Bottle, I'll see a beach, and that gives me the idea for maybe there should be a bottle on that beach. Most of the time, the main idea for the story just comes to me. After that, though, some stories are easy to write, and others are really hard. I have a couple other stories that took me a long time to write because although I had the main idea, there's a lot more to it, to actually getting my ideas down on paper. And then come the drawings. Even though I'm doing a lot of illustration on the computer, I still end up doing a lot of drawings first on paper to get my ideas just perfect before I do them on the computer. The story for I Saw a Strange Little Man wasn't as easy as the Amazing Bottle story. I found an alley near where I live in the city, and thought it was a very interesting looking alley, so I quickly sketched it out on a piece of paper. And I thought that it would be a great place for a story, but at first I didn't know what kind of story. The hardest part with I Saw a Strange Little Man was writing the story. I wanted to make sure the words fit just right and the story flowed quickly from page to page. When we turned it into a multimedia story for the CD-ROM, I had the idea to follow the narrator into the landscape, Dreamell. And again, that was tough, deciding all the different characters he would meet. The funnest part of writing I Saw a Strange Little Man came when I had the opportunity to create different ways for you to read the story. As it is, there's 6 different ways for you to read the main story and follow the narrator in Dreamell and decide in which order he meets the characters in Dreamell. I thought that'd be a lot of fun. One of the best parts of doing the book I Saw a Strange Little Man for interactive multimedia was creating that huge 3D landscape with all the different places to explore and deciding on how to actually make it seem like you were still reading a story so that you could explore the different parts of the landscape and pick up all the little bits of information in any way you choose. I really wanted to get across the idea that you were in a huge, vast landscape all on your own, coming across different people and exploring different places. And someday, you never know, I might do another story that picks up where Strange Man left off and take you into Dreamell for even some more stories. You might wonder why CD-ROM, what's the big deal about CD-ROM? Well, really the biggest deal about CD-ROM is all the space that it gives me as the artist and Visionary Media as the people that create the programs, all the space to store the information. Here's 6 disks, 6 computer disks, that the first version of I Saw a Strange Little Man was put on. These 6 disks store all the information for a smaller version of I Saw a Strange Little Man that you install in your hard drive. Now this version was a lot of fun and a lot of children liked it, and that's what made us decide to make it into a CD-ROM version. With CD-ROM, this is a CD-ROM here, it's different. The information on a computer disk is stored magnetically, like a magnet. A little magnet writes the information on the disk, and another magnet picks it up. The information on a CD-ROM is stored in what's called an optical format. A little light burns the information into this disk, and another light reads the information off of the disk. A lot of information can be stored on one CD-ROM drive. As much as 500 of these disks. How many is 500 computer disks? This many. All the information on all these computer disks can be stored on one CD-ROM. That's what makes it easier for us to create these big landscapes and all these pictures, put them on one CD-ROM for you to use and enjoy. Sometimes when I read my stories in schools, children always ask me where I went to school to learn how to be an artist. And I never went to school to learn how to draw. Ever since I was a child, 7 or 8 years old, I always liked to draw, and I really never stopped. I taught myself how to use colored pencils, pen and ink, and other things to draw with. And as I grew older, I just kept getting better because I really never stopped drawing. That's the most important thing. If you like to draw, if you like art, the most important thing is to just keep on drawing. And the more you draw, the better you'll get. I started doing art on the computer about 2 or 3 years ago. And I thought that was a lot of fun. There's just a lot more you can do with the right computer and the right computer software. And it makes drawing and creating art sometimes more fun than doing it on paper. Another part of computer art that I liked a whole lot was creating those 3D landscapes that you saw in I Saw a Strange Little Man. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but actually seeing those real-looking landscapes and trees and the rooms that you saw come to shape on the computer screen. That was a whole lot of fun. Hello, my name is William Irvin, and I'm the author and illustrator of the story you just read, I Saw a Strange Little Man. I thought you might like to know what went into making this a multimedia picture book on the computer. Just click your mouse on one of the buttons below, and I'll tell you how it was done. If you'd like me to read the text on the screen to you, just roll your mouse pointer over the text. The idea of a magic
Hello, I'm Bill Irvin.
Hello, I'm Bill Irvin.
Hello, I'm Bill Irvin.
Never leave me out. Hello, I'm Bill Irvin. Hello, I'm Bill Irvin. Hello, I'm Bill Irvin.